Welcome to Backyard Plinking. My name is Charles. I'll be your host as we go through and explore everything BB and pellet related, from air pistols to air rifles, targets, and ammo. I'm going to show you something this afternoon. Well, it's going to lead into something else. You know me, there's always at least some method to the madness. A few days ago, I have an uncle that doesn't live too awful far from me. Called me and said, "Hey," he says, got some pistols down here. Why don't you come and pick them up? So I did. And it was really unique that kind of played into what we're going to see before this video is over. So the three that he had, I have right here. They're all by Crosman. They are all Marksman series. One of them is a CO2, the other two are spring air, but they're still in the same series. Now, they're also in the same decade, but at different parts of it. And I'm going to show you these three, and you can see how the competition progressed while some of the maybe their idea or their whatever it was that they were doing kind of went the other way. So, alright, so here's the first one. It's a Crosman, it's a Marksman, spring air, BB only, at least for now. Pull a little decocker, pull it back. You push down on the front, there's a little hole right there, so you pour the BBs into there, close it back. What you do is shake one in, push it forward, fire. This one does pretty good most of the time. Sometimes it, but that's okay. I now have spare parts. This one is all metal. Up until about July 1975, Crosman didn't really put serial numbers on anything. There might be one here or one there for warranty issues. After 75, if you have a Crosman that's an older model, you can look at it and look at the numbers. I know it's probably hard for you guys to see. Now, generally what would happen is you have to look at it to kind of make sense out of it. It could have a letter like N for November, a number like 11, followed by a couple of numbers that would make sense. Now sometimes it's a little backwards, like on this one. This one was actually made in 1995 in the 7th month. Alright, so you know we're in the mid-90s, all metal. Now we come to this one right here, which is, they call it an auto air. Now this one is CO2 powered. I got to change the seal in. The seal leaks a little bit. And a hole at the bottom. Pour the BBs in. Pull a little magazine handle up. You've seen these things on the top loaders and stuff like that for some of the Daisy stuff, and even some of the stuff from Umarex, like the Steel Force and the Ebos. Same principle. Push that back. Double action. Squeeze the trigger. Or push the little clips on it, barrel comes up. Now you can load it with a pellet. This one first part of 92. So we went from all plastic somewhere around 92 to an all metal around 95. Then we had the last one, Crosman, Marksman series, same thing. It's got the decocker, pull it back, pop down the front, BBs, push it in, fire. This one, well, that's broken. It was there, but this was some of the first fiber optic stuff that, you know, they were putting on stuff. This one is completely plastic. The only thing that's metal in here is the spring and the little pressure rod with a little plunger on it. All the rest of it, I mean, if you squeeze it really hard, you can hear it give. This one was manufactured the 5th month of 1999. So we went from this to all metal version to this. Of course, you know, if you were to go back and look at it from an economic standpoint and all of that kind of stuff, there's a lot of competition and people were trying to figure out ways to, you know, cut prices and do this and do that. And, you know, Crosman wasn't the only one that was doing that. I showed you those to show you this. This is where they've progressed to. Now, before Christmas, I was looking around on the internet and stuff like that, and a relatively new option that Crosman has is they now have a custom shop. Right? It's not brand new, but it ain't been there forever either. You have 3 options. The 1300 KT, which is basically a little pump action pistol. The 2300 series, which they're referring to as a carbine because of the short stock and the ability to move it. And the 2400, which you can get in a CO2. There's a lot of options. The stock can be carbon fiber, it can be standard plastic, it can be, you know, the fore and the butt stock can be, you know, camouflage, different colored shoe triggers. They're all bolt action, you know, single fire, 177 or 22 caliber. You can get different flash hiders. You can get different flash hiders. You can get different muzzle brakes on them, or sight fixtures. They were saying it was about 5 to 8 weeks. If you go back and look now, it says 3 to 6 weeks for them to get it together and get it to you. This is the one I got. This is the 2400. This one is CO2 powered. They will engrave your name. The bolt action, I went with the silver trigger shoe. This is the Williams notch sight that is on here. I chose 22 caliber. This is an 18-inch barrel with a silver muzzle brake and a pinpoint front sight. Now, they don't tell you this, but I hadn't found it in the instructions anywhere. This one, the 2400, the 23 might, I don't know, I hadn't got my hands on one. This one actually has an adjustable trigger. When this thing shows up, it's about 5 pounds of pull, and I mean, I don't have a scale or a gauge. All I can do is tell you about what I've done over the years. But you take these, there's 2 screws, you take that off, drop the stock down where you expose the frame. There's a little thumb screw, so you can screw it up or screw it down. Right now, I have it reduced down to about 2 pounds of pressure. When you think about shooting it, it goes off. Bam. Different barrel lengths that you can choose from. I mean, you can literally customize it and set it up the way that you want it. I opted for just a plain black stock. You know, I don't really need carbon fiber. I'm not flying a jet airplane in a, you know, or a super sports car. I'm just out here plinking around in the backyard with a pellet gun. But I did want the CO2, because you know me, I don't like working at nothing. I'll take a shot with this. It does have a cross bolt safety, and I will tell you, because those 22 calibers are so big, this one's a whole lot easier to load than some of the other ones. And it does have a little bit of a wallop to it. Now, I don't own a chronograph. I don't intend on buying one. Got a buddy that's got one. We might have to go through and check it, but this thing is, we're way over 550 with a feet per second, depending on the grain pellet that I'm going to use, I mean, I'm sure we could probably take it way over 600 with a good charge on the CO2. You will get to see a lot more of this thing. Even got my name on it. But like I said, he gave me these the other day, and it worked out just perfect to take those to lean into this and kind of see how the progression goes, not just through a decade, but on into the future. Until next time, my name is Charles. It's been Backyard Plinking.